What is up, beautiful fish lovers, and welcome to another episode of Puff Daddy Reef. Today is a super exciting day because we have a new inhabitant for the Red Sea Reefer 650 Peninsula, and he is awesome. Before we dive into this exciting video, I just want to take one moment to ask for your support. If you're watching this video, you like what I'm doing, do me a favor and hit subscribe right now. Hit the bell button if you really want to be part of the true coral crew. And just like this video, comment, interact with it. I'm really here for you, and I'm doing this because of the support of my viewers. So the more support I get, the more excited I get, the more videos I put out. And I really want to take all of you along with me on this journey of reef keeping. I also want to take a moment to talk about some things I talked about in my last video. I wanted to show you where you can get these things. This is 2 videos ago where I'm talking about my Tang, my purple Tang, how I really fattened them up and got them real healthy. I think nutrition for a reef aquarium is important. I think nutrition is sometimes overlooked because coral keepers are very focused on keeping low nutrients, but you gotta have your fish healthy. They have to have a balanced diet. You wanna mix things up. And one thing that I used to help fatten up my Tang was I used some omega veggie green seaweed. Of course, this is great for all Tangs, but I also supplemented it with a little bit of Selcon concentrate. And this is a great multivitamin. You can use it for just about any reef fish, and it makes sure that they're getting all the fatty acids and everything that they need. So check out in the description below for links to both of these things. They'll definitely help you keep your Tangs and other fish happy and healthy. So this inhabitant is one of my dream fish, and it turns out that I have a tank that's finally capable of holding this type of fish for a while. Now this new inhabitant is hands down one of my dream fish. Depends on what you call a fish. This one might have a little more cartilage than bone, if you know what I mean. He is here, and I'm ready to unbox him. All right, everyone. So Live Aquaria never really lets me down, and I got this fish. Actually, it was drop shipped from a different location, not Live Aquaria. This guy came directly from Florida, so that's another hint. This is a Aura. Ocean Reefs and Aquarium captive bred fish, and we're just gonna open it up and I'm gonna do a quick reveal of this guy. So we have an acclimation guide from Live Aquarium. Because this is drop shipped from Aura, packaging's a little bit different, the box is a little different, but let's see what we got here. Inside it we have a cooler, we've got some foam, and we've got a really big bag. Let's pull it up. And it's like double bagged in a trash can. So let's open up the trash can and see what we have. Let's get the camera a little closer. What do we have there? Oh my gosh. Is it? I think that's it. It's an epaulet shark. That's right. When I said fish, I really meant shark. Look at this. We have an epaulet shark for the aquarium, and we have an epaulet shark for the aquarium, and oh my gosh, is this the cutest thing ever? He's already walking around. He's probably about 6 inches, so he's got a lot of time where he's gonna live in this tank very well. Maybe about 3 or 4 years, which is good because by then I'm gonna buy a house and I'll have a great place to put him. But for now, I think he'll do quite all right in this tank that's got about 150 gallons. And oh, look at him. He is just so gorgeous, just walking around, happy little guy, looks so healthy. I'm gonna bring the camera in for another shot, but we're gonna get him acclimated as carefully as possible and get him in this tank. So there's the shark, and oh, is he cute. So I'm gonna get him acclimated right now. We'll get him in there so that he can start warming up, and then we're going to do a real slow drip acclimation to get him ready. But man, he is a beautiful, beautiful shark. Look at him. Oh, I'm so excited. Sorry about the focus, but wow, what a thing to get in the mail. He's going to be a really, really great addition to this tank. All right, so now we have our little baby Epi here, and I'm still looking for a good name. I kind of like the name Epi because he's an epaulet shark, but it's probably overused. So please leave some name ideas in the comments. Maybe we'll have a contest or something about it. But the next step is I'm just going to be very careful. I haven't even rotated the bag at all, but I'm going to stick it into the tank so the temperature can acclimate. Now, he's a shark. I want to be as cautious as possible, but these are very, very tough critters. They can live up to an hour out of water. They live in tide pools when basically the water goes away and the oxygen concentration can drop up to 80%. So he's tough, but you know what? He's mine, so I'm gonna treat him like a king and make sure this is the easiest acclimation process for him possible. So I'm gonna stick him in here for about 30 minutes, get the water acclimated, and then I'm gonna start doing some drip acclimating to get him really used to the water of this tank. So we got the epaulet shark there. He's acclimating in the new frag factory with only one frag. And I'm also going to do something else just to kind of relax him. There's this light I have in there for the frag factory, and I'm just going to turn that off. There we go. He's nocturnal, so he'll like that a little better. So now we're going to start the process of acclimating the shark. He's already been temperature acclimated. What I have here is basically a 5-gallon bucket. I'll get him one of my cleanest 5-gallon buckets because he is my beautiful shark. And we're gonna put him in there with all the water, and then I'm gonna use drip acclimation, but because it's a lot of volume, I'm not gonna be doing one drop at a time. I'll actually be letting the water run a little quicker than normal. Typically when you're acclimating inverts or small fish, you don't have as much water and you just try to do like, you know, a couple drops a second. This is gonna be a little bit quicker than that. So we got the guy and he's kind of having a good time. He's walking around, and they basically use rubber bands for the bag. So that makes it really easy to get this first bag undone. And we're gonna rotate him really slowly so he stays covered. Get that first bag off, and the second bag is also rubber banded. Let's pop that off. That was pretty simple. And now we have a bag with a shark. And we're just going to, I'm gonna grab the bottom of the bag and try to just let him come out ever so slowly. And now he's in a bucket. Shark in a bucket. And now what I'm gonna do is start the acclimation cycle. So that's gonna set up a little siphon with this. It's a little bit low, so I'm gonna put him on a stool to bring him up higher. And we'll get a siphon going with the water into there. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to fill this bucket up to 5 gallons. Use this as an opportunity to do a micro water change. I've already turned off the auto top off. By that time, 80% of the water is going to be from the new tank, and it should be to the point where we can release the shark. So I have the tape here, basically taping the tube just below the water of the tank. It's typically a good standard operating procedure when you're doing a siphon like this, to put it just below the tank. Just in case somehow the siphon gets away from you or you lose track of it, you know the maximum amount of water that's going to end up on your floor is this much. Now for a tank like this, that's actually a ton of water, but I'm not too worried because I'm going to be paying really close attention to this process. And then in order to basically control the flow, I always make a knot, and then you can basically make this knot tighter or looser, and that'll control the drip rate. And then it's simply, you give it a little suck and water starts coming out. So I'm going to make it the drip rate a little bit. So this is pretty quick. Normally you wouldn't do it that much for anything, but I'm going to slow it down to this, so where it's dripping but almost a stream. I want this process to go fast enough so that this water doesn't actually cool down too much. So it's kind of a balance between getting the new water into the tank quickly and getting them acclimated quickly. All right, so the shark is ready. Look at him down at the bottom of that tank, and he is crawling around. This thing is full of water, and I actually dumped it out halfway, so he is super acclimated. So we're gonna go ahead and do the grand finale. We're gonna put him in the tank. I think I'm gonna dim the lights just a little bit, just so it's not too startling for him, but I'm pretty sure he'll find a nice home pretty quickly. All right, so it's kind of dark in here because the lights are dimmed. All the lights are off, so the lights that are on, they do look a little bright, but I've turned off the T5, so there's lots of shadows in here, so hopefully that'll be the right combination of allowing you to see the little guy go in the tank, but also giving him shadows in places that he can go to for comfort. So we're about full and we're ready to put him in the tank. How I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna get a big piece of Tupperware that I can basically lift him up more easily in, but keep him completely submerged so he doesn't come out of the water. Now this isn't really a problem because these sharks can live an hour outside of water. My son is here making lots of sounds. He's very excited about this, and I hope you are too. Let's get to it. We got the shark right here. Absolutely gorgeous shark. And now he's in the tank for his very last seconds of acclimation. So this is the grand moment, the grand finale, the moment we've all been waiting for. We've got Mr. Shark here, and we're just going to lower him to the bottom so that he can be released into the tank. And there he goes. He's free. So he's in his new habitat, having a grand old time, sniffing around, trying to figure out where he is. This is one gorgeous animal. A great thing about getting captive bred specimens is that they don't have any parasites. In the wild, they're full of isopods. Uh-oh. He's gonna meet my clownfish. Now I think they'll be okay because the clownfish is pretty small, and he's mostly going to be looking for shrimp and worms. But I hope the clownfish is wary. He looks like he's a little nervous about him. And the shark is on his way into some other places. We bop and bippity hop and